Welcome to Blackbriar Gaming. Over the past few weeks, GW has been teasing us with some rules from one Legion a day. After 3 weeks, we're still waiting on the Wordbearers, Salamanders, Raven Guard, and Alpha Legion. Well, for those that weren't aware, we've had a substantial leak of Legion rules over the last couple of days. So, I thought I'd share these remaining Legion rules with those that are still waiting. I'm only going to cover the Legion-wide special rules today, so that we still have something to look forward to with the rule drops next week. I also won't go into the background or depth of analysis I've been doing with the Legion videos so far, as we'd be here forever. I'll leave those for next week too. Just a quick note before we get into it, as we're a new channel, a subscribe and a like really helps us reach a bigger audience. So if you enjoy the video, please hit those buttons down below. Alright, let's get into these special rules. We will start with the Wordbearers. Their special rule reads, True Believers. And that rule is, here we go, a model with this special rule may never have its leadership characteristic modified below a value of 6. Furthermore, if one or more models with this special rule are part of a combat that results in a draw, then a side that includes one or more models at the end of the fight subphase with this special rule is counted as having won the combat by 1 point. If both sides include models with this special rule, then the combat remains a draw. So what do we got here? Your leadership characteristic, always 6, so can't be taken lower with things like fear or from losing combat by a whole bunch of wounds. And on top of that, they win combats that are a draw. Unless, of course, both units fighting, or both sides fighting, are Wordbearers. So that is the Wordbearers special rule, and it's called True Believers. Moving on, let's take a look at the Salamanders. So the Salamanders special rule is called Blood of Fire. When rolling to wound against a model with this special rule for any attack inflicted by a flame, melter, plasma, or volkite weapon or effect, reduce the result of that roll to wound by -1. In brackets, this does not affect the strength of the attack, only the result of the roll to wound, so it won't affect instant death and stuff like that. In addition, all models with this special rule that have more than 1 wound or hull point gain the It Will Not Die 6+ special rule. So a couple of things here. -1 to wound rolls for weapons by flame, melter, plasma, or volkite, which is, it's a lot of weapons. And then for your characters, or for your elite infantry, or for most of your vehicles, and what else? All kinds of things. So dreadnoughts, land speeders, stuff like that, they all gain the It Will Not Die 6+ special rule, which is at the start of your turn, you roll a dice, and on a 6+, get a wound back. So quite a bit going for the Salamanders, and it looks pretty good. So that's them. Moving on. The Raven Guard. Now this one's pretty meaty. It's called Shadow and Fury. It reads, models with the Legiones Astartes Raven Guard special rule gain 1 of 3 special rules based on its unit type and war gear, either Talons, Falcons, or Hawks. And then we have a look at what those are. So, everyone in the army will belong to one of the 3, from what I can understand here, or at least infantry. We'll get into that. Oh no, there's more, so we'll get into that in a minute. And depending on where they fit, they get a certain rule. So I'll go into where things fit first. So the Talons special rule are models with the Raven Guard special rule that have the infantry unit type, but do not also have the heavy unit subtype, or a Legion Warhawk jump pack, Corvid pattern jump pack, or Legion Tartarus Terminator armor. So a whole bunch of infantry, your regular infantry, essentially gain the Talons special rule. Next, the Falcons special rule are models with the Raven Guard special rule that have the Dreadnought unit type, any models with the Raven Guard special rule and both the infantry unit type and the heavy unit subtype, or any model with the Raven Guard special rule that have a Legion Warhawk jump pack, Corvid pattern jump pack, or Tartarus Terminator armor. Alright, so that's your heavier units and your dreadnoughts there. And for the Hawks special rule, we've got models with the Raven Guard special rule and the cavalry unit type, or both the vehicle unit type and the flyer or fast unit subtype against the Hawks special rule. So it looks like most units in the army are covered, but not kind of your usual tanks from the looks of it, unless I've read that wrong. Now, the Talons special rules, that's your regular infantry, essentially. If a unit composed entirely of models with the Talons special rule is targeted by a shooting attack, all models in the unit gain the Shrouded 6+ special rule if the attacking unit is more than 8 inches from any model in the target unit. In addition, all models with this special rule also gain the Infiltrate special rule. That is really tasty. That's really nice. Next up, Falcons. So this is your Dreadnoughts and your heavier infantry, your Tartarus Terminators, for instance. Notably, Cataphracti Terminators aren't covered here, so don't put them in your Rearguard Guard armies. But just quickly, the Falcons rule here. Any model with this special rule may reroll all failed to wound rolls of 1 in any assault phase in which they make a successful charge, even if that charge is considered disordered. Very nice, very nice. And lastly is the Hawks special rule. So this is your cavalry, and it's your flyers or fast vehicles. So the Hawks read, any model with this special rule gain the Shrouded 6+ special rule on any turn in which they run, move flat out, or move as a zooming flyer, with this benefit lasting until the start of the controlling player's next turn. Or if that model would already gain the Shrouded 6+ special rule, and instead gains the Shrouded 5+ special rule. Noting if a model already has the Shrouded 5+ or better, then it gains no additional benefits. So a lot going on for the Raven Guard, different kind of rules for different kind of army types, and you definitely want to gear your army to take proper advantage of that. But I really like it. And last up is the Alpha Legion, the 20th Legion, or as I like to think of them as the First Legion. But here we go. So the Alpha Legion special rule is called Lies and Obfuscation. And there's kind of two, actually, but this is the first. It reads, a model with this special rule is always considered to be 2 inches further away than it actually is when measuring range to it from any enemy model for the purpose of resolving a shooting attack, charge, or any reaction declared by an enemy model or unit. This is cumulative with any other modifiers to range imposed by special rules, such as night fighting or war gear. So essentially, just pretend that you're always 2 inches further away for things like ranges of weapons, ranges of charges, or reactions, and the special rules that go around reactions. Really different, really unique. That's going to come in handy in so many different ways that I won't even try and get into now. And the second Alpha Legion, it's kind of a special rule, I guess. It's called the Rewards of Treachery. Now, I won't go into the depth of this, it's quite long, but essentially the idea is that the Alpha Legion player gets to pick a different legion, whichever legion you so choose, and then pick one unit from that legion to include in their army. Pretty cool. You can't include certain units, notably those that have the unique unit subtype. So you can't pick, let's say, Fulgrim and chuck Fulgrim in your Alpha Legion army. But you could choose the Cacophony, a different Emperor's Children specialist unit, and throw them into your Alpha Legion army. And that is the special rules for Alpha Legion. And that is all the special rules, the Legion-wide special rules, I should say, for those remaining legions that we haven't yet seen from GW. Let's see if those turn out being correct. I'd be very, very shocked if they're not. The leaks that we've seen look very official and have been cross-checked and confirmed with all those that we've seen so far against those other legions. So pretty tasty, pretty exciting stuff. Hopefully that cures your curiosity and you're now thinking about whether you do or do not enjoy your Legion rules and what you're going to do with them. So that brings us to the end of our Heresy chats for today. Thank you so much for watching. Lots to think about with these last Legion rules. Let me know what you think about them in the comments. Make sure to keep rolling those dice and getting hyped for Heresy.